You are now watching Lunch and Learn with Byron Sellers.
What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Lunch and Learn. Oh man, y'all already know, man. Super excited, man. Happy Tuesday to y'all. Hope y'all having an amazing day. And man, listen, we got a good one for y'all today. But my name is Byron Sellers, y'all. I'm one half of the Mobile Home Elite Investors, and we come to you every single Monday through Friday for the month of August for the topic, right? Lunch and learn, right? So we live streaming now. We're live on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, my Facebook private group, man. So I'm super excited to share with y'all. Today we got a good topic. All right. Today we're working on a good topic. And today we're talking about legal tips for mobile home investing. So do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, like, and share this channel. Man, I'm always excited to be back with y'all. Make sure y'all catch the replays of Lunch and Learn, which are all available on YouTube. But yeah, listen, y'all, I got like I said, I got a good one for y'all. I got a good one. But how we start these things off, make sure, let me see in the chat where you checking in from. All right, where are you checking in from? Drop in the chat. And let's see. All right, I got my guy Tyrone, Release Squad. What up, Fayetteville? Out here driving for dollars. What's up? What's up? Shout out Jonathan. Well, let's get it, man. Shout out Jonathan from Dallas. Make sure y'all check out the latest episode we did with Jonathan last Thursday on Lunch and Learn. Man, let's see. We have Menifee, California. Let me see what my Instagram fam is checking in from. What's up? What's up? We got Pin Drop from ATL. Yeah, Dallas. Okay. What's good, Jay? Elite Squad in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Man, so y'all, like I said, we on a topic today, illegal tips for mobile home investing, right? And so for me, I want to just kind of keep it real, right? Because sometimes I get it, like if you're a very analytical person and when you begin to think about a new venture like mobile home investing, your stomach may turn up. You like, that voice in your head, like, okay, well, I need to know everything because what if I get sued? Or what, I don't understand the laws. It's totally different. I've been doing single family homes. I've been doing multifamily, but I don't understand this space. I need to know the laws. I need to know the regulations. And just being 100, like you ain't alone. It's a lot of people go over there. And sometimes the fear of the legal ramifications is one of the reasons why most people real hesitant to even get into the investment in mobile homes. Is it like a house? You know, how do I do? What are the contracts like? And so today we're going to talk about, we're going to address some of the things that's in here. And I apologize, my lawn people look like they right next to the window. But we're going to address some of the things that can kind of be on your mind when it comes to the legalities when investing in mobile homes. All right. So we're going to talk about some of those things. Right. And I get it. Right. It can be overwhelming if you're very analytical. Like some of my go getters, like, look, we're going to figure it out. We're going to get the contract. We're going to figure it out. Right. But then sometimes, again, if you want to do mobile homes with land, right, or mobile home parks, you worry about the zoning laws, or you worry about, okay, what about the park regulations? What do I say? Like, what if the park don't? Do they allow this? Some people don't even think about tenant rights. What's the eviction process like? Like those ideas, getting sued, right, losing on earnest money, all those different things sometimes make you hesitate. And so today we're really going to address that. Um, And like I said, today is it's a day where you can kind of get what you need to realize, okay, is this business for me? Right? Is this business for me? And that's what we're gonna go over to this live. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is the zoning. Right? Zoning, we're gonna kind of keep it simple. And what is zoning? Zoning is basically like it's a rule to tell you what you can do with your property. Now we're gonna start off. If you're investing inside of a mobile home community, right? Just for all my beginners, and you're starting inside of a mobile home community, you don't really have to worry about zoning laws. But for the individuals that tell me, like, hey, Byron, listen, I got land. I want to put a mobile home on my land. I want to build a mobile home park. Like when I hear those conversations, or even I want to acquire a mobile home park, you have to be aware of the zoning laws, right? And so there's different zoning districts, right? You have residential, you got commercial, right? Industrial. But for mobile homes, here's the key thing. If you have land, shout out everybody. Put yes in the chat if you have land. Anybody who has land that has, or you got land, put yes in the chat. If you got land, your family got land, somebody you know got land, and in your mind, your wheels be spinning. Like, or let's put yes in the chat if you like, look, I want to get some land and put mobile manufactured homes on it. Put yes in the chat because I want to talk about that. Right. I think a lot of times I get there like, yo, I got land. I want to be able to put mobile homes on my land. And then sometimes what you don't, the first thing you have to really realize is that land even zoned for manufactured homes? Do you have a restricted covenant on your deed that says that you can't even really develop this land? What type of zoning is this land for? And so I say that because those are things you have to consider. Sometimes people they want to skip over and not even consider that. You have to understand, right, that you have to get permits involved if you want to place mobile homes on land. Now, within my community, I teach if you have land and it's not zoned for mobile homes, sometimes you can go to that city, and you can petition to see if you can get that land zone for mobile homes. It's either yes or no. Yes or no. But there are specific restrictions when it comes to mobile homes. I'll give you a perfect example. If you are in California, if you are in Illinois, forgive me, y'all. I don't know why Illinois can't, not in Illinois. Forgive me, y'all. If you are in Florida, if you are coastal parts of South Carolina and like around the Gulf, your mobile home has to be zoned, right? It has to be a wind zone. You have to have a certain type of mobile home to be placed in that area, right? So there's wind zone features. Now, when we talk about zoning, right? If I want to get a mobile home for my land, I have to make sure that is the right mobile home for that area and that condition. Why? Because we know coastal areas, hurricanes, high wind conditions. So we have to realize, okay, what type of mobile home can I put there? Also, a lot of people tell me, well, I got some acres. I got acres of land. I want to put multiple mobile homes on that land. Well, you always have to check with that particular city. How many mobile homes can you put on per acre? Every single city has a different law on how many mobile homes you can put per acre. So you may have the mindset like, oh, I want to go put like 5 mobile homes on my land, but if it's not, if the city does not allow that, you can't do that, right? And so there's a lot of things, right? For even with mobile home parks, there could be setbacks, right? There's certain areas in Florida where, when it comes where there's a flood zone, right? You have to have your mobile home a certain amount of feet up. Like it's different things when it comes to understanding zoning and mobile home. For one, I will always tell you to consult with your city, right? Find either the zoning department, zoning commissioner, but consult with the city. Everything is public. Every single thing is public. You can literally pull up every single city's zoning to see what areas and what you can and cannot do in your city. And then also consult with an attorney as well, right? Consult with an attorney. The next thing after zoning is, if my people, put yes in the chat if you want to be a landlord, or put yes in the chat if you want to have properties, right? You want to have rental properties. Put yes in the chat. You want to have rental properties. I want people that want to have rental properties, right? So Tyrone said no. Jonathan said yes. Yeah, one property, my fleet of properties ASAP. Let's go. Let's go. So, for my people that want to have rental properties, shout out my daughter screaming, letting her know that she in the building. My people that want to have rental properties, one thing you have to know is you need to know the landlord tenant law. You need to know the laws. What can you do? Every single state is different, right? You have states that are tenant friendly, meaning the laws are more geared towards tenant rights. And then you have states that are more geared towards the landlords, right? Landlords have a little bit more authority, more power, right? I learned here in Florida, man, like here in Florida, like as far as evictions, man, like they can go fast. Louisiana is one of those states. Louisiana is pretty much a state that you can I'm gonna start the eviction within like 5 days. It's like it's crazy, right? Then you have certain states, like I know I lived in Illinois, Chicagoland, if it's cold, right? You can't necessarily put people out in the wintertime. Like think like so there are different things that you need to know, but the biggest thing is you need to know is about your leasing agreement. If you're going to rent, I'm also going to tell you consult with an attorney, make sure you get the proper contracts, but make sure your leasing agreements, one, is a legal contract that outlines the responsibilities of both the landlord and the tenant. So, meaning if you don't have, for example, if you don't have in your document, let's say you rented a mobile home and you don't have in your lease that the exterior of the home or the grounds need to be cleared, right? Meaning like, hey, we don't want you can't put all this stuff in front of your house. That needs to be in your agreement. You just can't show, hey, listen, I don't like this. I need y'all to clean this up. Some people may say, okay, cool, but somebody can hit you with like, I just pulled up my lease and it just says that the interior has to be clean, right? So you need to have certain thing, right? Certain clauses. Are you going to do a security deposit? Are you going to do if you're going to do a security deposit or are you going to do a move-in fee? Who has the maintenance responsibilities? That has to be in your leasing agreements. Excuse me. Wow, since a 3-day eviction in Florida, that's crazy, right? But that has to be in your leasing agreement. So again, legal tips for mobile home investing, your leases and your agreements have to be on point. They got to be on point. Don't listen, nowadays, there are strategies now that you can use AI and things, but you want to have somebody to double check. You want to have somebody to double check your paperwork. All right. Also knowing your tenant rights, right? Listen, just because you own a property, that don't mean that now you can kind of try to dictate and like. Here's a key thing I tell people: like, you have to document everything. If your tenant ain't paying, you gotta again know the laws, know the tenant, know the landlord laws. So if your tenant is 5 days late, they need a 5-day notice. If your tenant is 10 days late, they need a 10-day notice. Like they need these notices because if y'all want to do evictions, you just can't go try to file an eviction and be like, well, I've been calling them. I've been calling them and telling them, here's my call log. No, you need documentation. You need documentation of that. So again, know your states, know that cities, know the tenant rights. You have to know these things. Make sure you have the discussions with the tenant. A good thing is also, are you going to have late fees? Like, what's the consequences if they're paying late? I've seen, now let me give y'all an example. Some crazy things I've seen when it comes to like late fees that was like, had me like, yo, that's crazy. I would never want to be late. I remember talking to some investors early on, and their late fees after the third day was $50 a day. I'm like, whoa, like y'all can do that? Like they put me on game. This is early on, like, and they was like, trust me, it was like we never have late payments. I'm like, what? I've seen before 10%. 10% of the rent was the late fee, and it had an increase. So I've seen people have strict late fees, right? When it comes to managing as far as paying rent on time, I've seen people have very, very strict things in their lease that assure that they was getting their money on the first. I was like, yo, that's crazy. I ain't never, again, I ain't never heard about that. I've never seen anything like that. But again, you just learn, right? And same thing again, we talk about eviction process. You got to know, you have to provide the proper notices and follow the legal procedures. I get it. Y'all got some cousins, y'all got some tough cousins or some tough friends that may show up and want to threaten the, you don't want to do all that. I got somebody, oh, you got a problem? You need help getting them out? I got you. Just be I don't advise that. Just be careful of that, right? Like I get it. Like a lot of y'all from, I get it. We from the streets. We no, listen. That kind of stuff will come bite you in the butt, especially if that tenant go in and now they go get some legal counsel. Go do it the right way. Okay. Another thing, property taxes, right? Legal tips just for property taxes. Always make sure who is the taxes going to be on, right? Depending on what the asset is. Are you wrapping that thing within your rent? If you're doing a sale, make sure, here's the key thing. If you're going to buy a mobile home, always assure that the taxes are paid up. Always get some type of certification that the taxes are paid on the mobile home. And if you're going to be the new owner, then that should be transferred over to you. And vice versa, if you sell the mobile home, that needs to be transferred over to them, right? So ownership, whether it's a title, if it's mobile homes on land, whether it's a deed, that needs to be transferred over. Don't trust nobody. Just don't get nobody no title, especially if your name on it. Just don't get them the title and be like, okay, here's the title, here's the keys, and here's the title. Like, no. You do a title transfer of ownership. Because here's the thing. You just hand them the title, just being real. You hand them the title, they can hold on to that title, and guess who the tax is going to come to? You. So you always want to make sure that when it comes to the tax, when it comes to title transfers, especially if you hold it, that they are transferring the title over for ownership. Now, again, if you have, for example, if you are doing a leasing agreement, right, or if you have doing seller finance, then I will always tell you become a lien holder on the title. All right, lien holder is pretty much just like a car, right? You go get a vehicle. Let's say GM finance you and things like that. GM is the lien. Your name is on the title, but GM is the lien holder, and they're holding on to that title until you make that final payment. Then that's when, boom, they're gonna mail you the check over. Here's the title. Car's paid off. We're no longer the lien holder. It's all yours. It's all yours. So knowing that, right? So taxes. Here's a key thing as well, right? I think that most people, when it comes to it, that bothers a lot of people is contracts, right? Contracts, purchase agreements, bill of sales, assignment contracts, leasing agreement with the option to purchase, contracts. I just named y'all all the contracts that you need. All right. Then let's go to financing. Financing. Here's the thing. Some of you all, again, I think early on in my career, I always talk about, yeah, you can seller finance, get a bunch of seller finance properties. Here's the thing here's the legal tip on that. You got to be careful, because in most places, when you have multiple homes that you are seller financing, you are now operating as a mortgage company. And if you don't have a mortgage broker's license, if you're not a mortgage originator, you could possibly get in trouble for that. So always be aware of those things. Like, again, like I said, when I was early on, I was learning, right? I was learning on the way. I learned that, like, oh, wow. So again, when it comes to doing seller finance, you have to be careful on how many properties that you can own. So always look that up in your state, whether you got to be, again, a mortgage originator. So that's why, again, if you're going to have rentals, consider having rentals, right? It's not, as far as rentals, it's not necessarily an amount that is, they say, oh, you only can have this amount of rentals. Okay. If you're financing a mobile home, right? If you're going to be financed from a mobile home, make sure, right? If you're going to finance a mobile home or getting, I'll just say this, if your buyer is going to finance a mobile home, because a lot of times investors ask me, well, you know, are there finance companies? Most companies like 21st Mortgage and things like that, unless you're buying in bulk, unless you're Vanderbilt, unless you're a dealer, right? When it comes to like one-off deals, you do better almost going to get hard money, private money to do a deal, right? But for your seller, right, making sure that they know what type of mortgage they're getting, right? Whether it's traditional, right? If it's a mobile home on land, they can get VA, they can get FHA, um, mobile homes and parks, and get chattel mortgages, right? So different things, always a pro and con to that, right? We talked about title transfer. You always want to make sure, again, obtaining a clear title. Here's an extra step. A lot of people skip over is just you can do a title search before. Like, let's find out who the actual owner is. Who's the actual owner of this mobile home? Sometimes they can be like, hey, I want to buy a mobile home, but ain't got no title. Okay, what you gonna do with it? They say it needs to be moved. What mover gonna touch that? It's a few. But most movers ain't about to touch that because if something happens, it can fall on a lot of things. So that's why you got to do title searches. You can find, there's a process where you can actually apply for a loss to a stolen title. That process, depending on where you at, can take a month or it can take like a year or two. So it just really, really depends. So again, you definitely just want to be aware of that. All right. Liens. Always listen. Always be careful. If you're going to acquire a mobile home and it has a lien on the mobile home, all right, it has a lien on the mobile home. Why is that important? Because that somebody's trying to sell you something that they don't really own yet. So I'll just ask, like, listen, if you see, like, for example, somebody show you the title and they got lien holders, like, okay, well, why isn't this off? How much do you owe them? Because it's a reason why they got a title with it. Why do we even have a title with a lien holder? A lot of times, 9 times out of 10, we have a title with a lien over somebody to seller finance that home. Because most mortgage companies are not going to give that person an actual copy of the title, being a lien holder. So you always got to address especially as an investment, you always got to address because whoever's the lien holder can come back like, yo, no, this is my property. This is my property. Like, I don't know what what you think this is. All right. So shout out Sensei. I get a screenshot of the title. Nice, good stuff. Right. Then the last thing we're gonna talk about is just the insurance. Right. There's different types of mobile home insurance. You got property insurance. You got liability insurance. You got insurance that cover flood insurance. I'm here in Florida. It's crazy. A lot of companies in Florida actually pulled out because of the natural disasters and how many claims that they were beginning to cover. So it's right now, I think it's only like one or two mobile home insurance companies out here, because more of the major players did pull out. Because again, they were pay, at the end of the day, the thing for insurance is, yeah, I want to sign as many people up as we can, but the payouts, if it start getting, it's like, this ain't really balancing, right? So, um, yeah, I think that wherever you are, people always ask me about, insurance. And there's a lot of companies. Here's the thing: if you have a rental company, if you're gonna be doing rentals, I always normally tell two things. You can put insurance on the property, and then make sure your tenants get renters insurance on the property, right? Depending on how much you want to cover. Um, that's one of the key things. I think that I always tell you to consult with an agent. Insurance ain't my expertise, but you always want to make sure you do insure your investment. Here's another thing: legal tips. When it comes to if you're having contractors and handyman work on your house, right? See if they have some type of at least some type of liability or something. See if they have some type of insurance to cover them, because what you would hate if they don't have that, or again, always consult with an attorney, but sometimes whether it's a whole harmless contract, right? Whereas if they fall or break something, they can come back and try to sue you. So you always want to make sure they either have insurance. A lot of times, most handymen don't have, right? They don't have that type of insurance and things like that. So I would tell you to hire companies that are actually, you know, that are actually insured, companies that actually do, um that you can see they list, you can see them on Google versus the referral that you get. Because I get it, small job, some painter, something like that. But if you got a big project, nah, you got to stay away from the Joes. There's pros and there's Joes, and sometimes the Joes can really hurt you. The Joes cost me a lot of money, right? Because a lot of times Joes is living check to check, and they gonna act, they payment gonna be whatever based on how they feeling for the day. You know what I'm saying? What's due? That's what they gonna probably quote you. So just be careful on that. So, like I said, this live, y'all, I kind of wanted to just go over a few legal tips. Listen, I see if you got questions, man, the best thing I could tell you, if these lives are always volunteer, but if you got questions, listen, join me in my elite squad network. That's why I answer all the questions from my community. Man, the link is in the notes. This is brought to you by the Elite Squad Network. Truly, truly appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know, man. Listen, tomorrow on Thursday, I got some good stuff, man. I got some guests. And just being honest, just kind of giving you all some with the Lunch and Learn series. We did this pretty much the month of August. Let me ask y'all this. I want to get y'all opinion. Do you prefer to learn this at lunch, or you like, would you, I want you to put lunch, or I want you to put evening in the chat. If you like, yo, this is cool. I'm at work. I'm trying to watch this, but hey, I gotta put my headphones, I gotta sneak and watch it. Or let me know, it's like, yo, B, if you was doing this in the evening, I think I can be more of a, I can be in it. Like, let me know. I want to know how y'all feeling about this. All right. You like the lunch or evening? Which work best for you? Because I always want to see how I can help best and serve. So I see some lunch. Okay. And I get it. I'm on Lunch and Learn. So of course, y'all gonna say lunch. But let me know if it's like evenings work better, because I've been doing this again for the month of August. My birthday is this Friday, actually. And so I wanted to I'm always around my birthday. I always want to give back as much as I can. And so this is one of the key things for me, to be able to give back. And listen, y'all, just again, as far as my elite squad, I just want to tell you all right now, I got a special right now. My mentorship right now is only startup price of $497. And listen, that is not going to last long. All right. So what they say, yesterday's price is not today's price. So I want to make sure y'all do not miss it. Make sure y'all getting that elite squad, while I have this special going, because yeah, man, my team, like, nah, B, you're too generous, right? But at the same time, again, I want to make sure it's worth your while. But again, let me see the comments. I saw some lunches, so I'm seeing lunch, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for the happy birthday. So I'm seeing lunch, okay. So I like it. I see a few people say evening, so I'm seeing more lunches. Okay, no problem, no problem. But again, this helps me. So most likely in September, we're going to transition. We're going to try. We're going to see what the evenings look like. We're going to do a few evenings, but we're going to rock this out. I won't be live on my birthday. So I will not be live on my birthday. I'm chilling that day. All right. I love y'all, but I'm chilling on my birthday. And listen, like I said, these have been fun. Make sure you watch the replays. The replays are available on YouTube. I don't even know how many episodes we got. We got a lot. Like, if you look at it, you're gonna see the same picture, say Lunch and Learn, with a different topic. And just make sure y'all watch those, right? We talked about the other day, it's just about binge watching and things. And I feel like if you're gonna binge watch, make sure you binge watch something that can create productivity for you, right? Or give you resources to generate the productivity. And if you don't feel like doing, that's the beautiful thing about YouTube. Okay, cool. Go find a motivational video. Then go get inspired. Then come back and watch one of these videos, so now you can know what to do. And if you like, yo, Byron, listen, I need that assistance. I need that extra help. I need somebody to hold me accountable. I need to be in a community with like-minded people. Byron, I need the plays. Yo, can we joint venture? Then that's when I'm gonna tell you, man, come definitely rock with me in that elite squad. And again, we got something special in this elite squad, man. Shout out, I think shout out Dennis on elite squad. He was talking about, I think he just sold his mobile home that he'd been working on. Shout out Dennis, man. Big things coming. Shout out my two accelerator students, man. We got some big things coming, and Man, like I said, I'm excited, man. I'm super excited about everything that is coming. But tomorrow, man, make sure y'all stay tuned at noon. I got a special guest. This young lady, man, she has been phenomenal in this space. And man, I can't wait. I've been knowing her for a long time. I can't wait to interview her. And man, this is again, it's yeah, I was gonna tell y'all stay tuned. All right. So listen, man, we closing out Lunch and Learn, man. I truly appreciate y'all, man. Lunch and Learn. This was fun, man. Y'all have an amazing rest of y'all day. Listen, man, I hope you eat some good food today for your lunch. Have an amazing day. Make sure y'all catch this replay. Instagram, if you want the replay will be on YouTube. Hold on, it says my first was almost done. Indiana, living Cali. Let's go, Miss Jackie. Keep me posted on that flip, man. Make sure y'all send that over to me, man. Let me know all the good things that's happening in y'all lives, man. I truly appreciate y'all, man. Until next time, Lunch and Learn. Y'all already know, man. See y'all tomorrow.